My fellow car enthusiasts, welcome back. I am Alex the Car Guy, and if you're new to the channel, I review cool car gadgets and other accessories that I find for your car. So if those are the kind of videos you like, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to see more videos like this. And today I have a special treat for you guys because I'm gonna be reviewing the FitcamX Tour mirror dashcam. And if you guys are wondering what makes this so special and why I'm so excited about it, is that this is the first mirror dashcam with Wi-Fi that has hit the market. No mirror dashcam so far has supported Wi-Fi until today. So I'm excited to show you this. And as always, remember, I placed a link in the description down below if you want to look at this dashcam further, or if you want to get one for yourself or a loved one. First, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you what you get when you purchase one of these Wi-Fi enabled mirror dashcams, and then I'm gonna take it out to the car so I can show you the features of the FitcamX Tour mirror dashcam. Finally, I'll show you some test drive footage both at day and at night so we can compare the video quality and see how well it actually performs. And starting with the mirror dashcam itself, you'll notice that this looks and acts like a regular mirror until the dashcam is turned on. At that point, the LCD panel will come on and this entire thing will turn into a touchscreen. Also notice the shape. This is 12 inches in size and it has a square shape as opposed to the cutout shape that you see in most mirror dash cams. This gives what I call an IMAX size screen, massive screen. And how is this mirror dash cam attached? Well, that's gonna be done with this guys right here and these silicone straps. Here's my original mirror. I'm gonna place this on top of my original mirror, and then I'm gonna use the silicone strap and tie it like this, which is gonna hold it to my original mirror in place. And here's the front camera. We can see that it slides out, which is good, so we can avoid any potential obstacles that are in the way when mounting this mirror dashcam. And it can also be aimed, so we can aim it and get the best possible view of the road. And towards the top of the dashcam, I have several connections. The first one is gonna be for power. The second one is gonna be for the rear camera. This one is gonna take my little memory SD card, and then the last one is gonna be for the GPS antenna. And here's the GPS antenna, and as you can see, it has double-sided tape in the back, which allows me to peel this and stick this anywhere on my dash so it's not moving around. Then, to power the dashcam, they provided the cigarette lighter adapter plug. However, this dashcam can also be hardwired. If you don't want to use this adapter plug, I'll put a link in the description down below to their hardwired kit. Here is the rear camera. Now the rear camera has a little bracket that allows us to aim the camera, which is pretty good, so we get good visibility of the road, but also the camera is waterproof, so this can be installed in the car behind the rear windshield of the car, or it could be installed outside, typically by the license plate area. Now, how is this camera mounted? Well, there are two ways of doing it. One is using these two screws right here and making holes into my car. I am not a fan of that. I love using double-sided tape. They have included very high adhesion tape, 3M tape, which gets applied here. Then I peel the back of it, and then I stick this to any location that I want, and now the camera is secure. Now, to connect this camera to the front of the dashcam, they include this cable, which seems pretty long, and they also included a 64GB memory card to allow us to get started right away. So let's move over to the car so we can see the rest of the features. And here's the FitcamX Tour mirror dashcam. Now I'm gonna turn this on manually so we can see how fast it takes to turn on, but normally this is gonna happen automatically every time we turn on the car. And as you can see, we are shown the rear view of the vehicle. Also, you'll notice that the camera has started to record right away. We can see that by the blinking red dot over here. And we have the time and day located on this side. And the front camera is recording in 2.5K, while the rear records at 1080p. Now, if I wanna switch views, it's as simple as swiping on the screen. And now I have a split view, so I have the front view and the rear view. This view is best used to adjust the cameras to make sure we are capturing an entire image. If I swap one more time, I have the front view. And one of my favorite things about mirror dashcams is the ability to adjust the view from the comfort of our car. Now the entire image is being recorded. This is just what is being displayed on this 12-inch display. But what about the buttons on the bottom? As you can see, there's a couple icons on here, and if I press the first one, that is the microphone mute button, which means that this camera is always recording audio. Unless I want to tell somebody a secret, then I can select the microphone off, and then no more audio is being recorded. Also, you'll notice that if you can stop the recording at any point in time by clicking the center button, and that stops the recording. Notice that there is no longer a blinking red dot. I'll restart the recording. And finally, you have the settings and a little lock. Now, what does the lock do? Well, this dashcam will automatically detect when you get into a car crash because it'll feel that your car got hit, and it's gonna lock and save that video, preventing it from being easily deleted. However, let's say you saw something neat, let's say a deer passing by or maybe a celebrity. Nobody hit your car, so you need to tell the dashcam that something special just happened. And I did that by clicking the lock icon. And as you can see, we are now locking that video, ensuring that I have that so we can watch it later. And the dashcam is always recording and saving the video. This just further locks the video to ensure it will stay on there until you have a chance to retrieve it out of the dashcam. But now onto the settings. I'm gonna click settings right here, and we have a very clean menu that gives us the option of changing pretty much anything we want on this dashcam. However, the main cool thing about this dashcam is the ability to connect and control that via Wi-Fi. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is enabled. If I tap the little icon, the Wi-Fi has been turned off. So I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi on, and then we're going to switch over to the app so I can show you how it can control the main features of the dashcam. Now, some of the advanced features that you're normally not going to change very often, those have to be changed on the dashcam itself. So I'll come back to the dashcam so I can show you the other features that are not controlled by the app. But I think this is what everybody wants to see, and that is the app control itself. Now I have connected to the car, and as you can see, we can see the front of my garage. Also, what's interesting is I can flip the view and I can see what's behind the car. So that is really, really cool. Super convenient that I don't have to be actually in the car to play with these settings. Now I could also stop the recording, or I can start the recording again. Now, if I see something suspicious, I could also take a picture. However, I will know that taking a picture stops the recording so I can take a picture. So I'd rather have the recording over a picture. And I could even see the files are in the camera. And the files are organized here by date and time. And you can see all the files that have been recorded without having to be in the car, which is, again, really convenience of having the app. Now, in the camera settings, we can change most, if not almost all the features of the dashcam, and that is with the little gear right here. I'm gonna click camera settings. We can change things like whether the dashcam records audio or not. We can change the volume of the speaker that's playing the videos in the dashcam. And if I scroll down, we can change some of the advanced settings for collision detection. And this is important because if I have this set too high, every time the dashcam feels a bump, let's say I'm going over a bumpy road, it thinks I got into a car crash and is locking that video. So I don't like to set that too high. This is gonna vary from car to car. I like to keep that in low. Parking monitor. This is the exact same premise here. If you set this too high, any little movement is gonna trigger the car into thinking something happened. So I set that to low, when I think so far for me has worked great, but it's really only gonna detect when somebody actually hits the car. So there's quite a bit of options that you can access in the app. But I do wanna point out that the Wi-Fi function is accessible only when the car is running or when it's on accessory mode. If the car is completely off, that means that there is no power going to the dashcam. There is no way we can get to the Wi-Fi. And that's just because if the Wi-Fi was on all the time transmitting, it would drain the battery. And so far, that is one of the reasons why I think we have not seen a dashcam that is constantly streaming video out of the car. It is just technically not feasible. But I think for most people, being able to access and control the camera via Wi-Fi is more than enough. It is really not meant to use for remote viewing. It is meant to be a convenience for accessing the camera settings and videos without having to remove the memory card of the camera. Now let's go back to the car. But what if I don't want to use the app to control the dashcam or watch the videos? I can take the memory card out and see the videos that way, or I can see them directly on the screen by swiping my finger towards the right, and the videos are gonna come up organized in folders. As you can see, there are different folders in here: front, the rear, whether it's a normal video or whether it's a special locked video, and they are right here, and then you can see them that way. They're playing on this side. That's pretty convenient. But let's go on to the settings. Now, I did show you some of these things on the app, but there's a couple additional things that we can change. Now, this mirror supports parking monitoring, which means it can monitor the car when it's parked and the car is off, and if somebody were to bump into it, it will trigger the dashcam into recording a video of the event that happened. Now, this dashcam is advertised as needing the hardwire kit in order to enable that function. However, I noticed that I was able to enable it without hardwiring the actual dashcam. Now, what's going on is that there's probably an internal battery in here, which normally is enough to save a couple of instances. Let's say a couple of people bumping into your car. For best performance, you always want to hardwire a dashcam, but at least in this dashcam, you're able to have the parking guard even without hardwiring, which is pretty neat. Most people are not going to need more than a few instances of recorded video to protect their car. You can select the screensaver time, which means how long does this display stay on before it turns off and turns into a regular mirror. Now, if you do select that screensaver on and the display turns off, the dashcam is still recording. So it could be a stealthy way to have a dashcam because nobody's gonna tell that you have an LCD mirror, but I normally keep it on all the time. Now, if you notice when the dashcam started up, it went ding. If I don't wanna have that sound every time the car comes on, I can turn that off. Also, in the settings menu, you have a Wi-Fi app shortcut. This will display not only the name of the Wi-Fi that you need to connect to access this camera, but also the password that you need to type in to get into the actual dash cam. And here's another interesting feature. If I put the car into reverse, notice what's gonna happen to the view. It's gonna automatically change and show me the rear view. Now, this is helpful if for some reason you like to drive with this showing the front view. Not sure why you would want to do that, but if you drive with this showing the front view, every time you put the car into reverse, it will automatically switch to the reverse view. And now let's see some test drive footage. So this is a very special mirror dashcam because of the fact that it can connect to your phone with an app. So if that is kind of the things that you want to do to it and not remove the memory card to download the videos to your phone or to your PC, this is going to be the dashcam for you. If you guys have any other questions regarding this dashcam or the installation process, please put that in the comments down below. And remember, I put a link down there also if you want to look at this dashcam further or acquire one for yourself. And remember, I do have a lot more reviews coming up or cool products for your car. So make sure you guys stay tuned to check those out. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.